Hey guys, it's Ray. I had an amazing opportunity to take a trip this week and see Susan off to the Air Force Academy, and so I couldn't pass that up. Susan's one of my best friends in the world, if not my best friend, and I've got a chance to spend a couple more days with her before she's gone, so I had to take it. Unfortunately, that does mean I won't be there for Life Night, which is, I guess, now, but not now, but now, So we're here in my office again, and I have a new addition to my office. That is a freezer, and in the freezer are paletas. For those of you who don't know, they're delicious yum-yums that everybody loves, and we're selling them this summer after all the masters. So please come out and help us sell. This is where we get most of our money for the year, to help you guys. So please help us sell them. I'm gonna help motivate you by eating this delicious coconut paleta while I talk. It's cold. I have my notes here. I usually have a little more time to prepare, but so I'll have to look at my notes a little bit. But it's okay. Morality. This is our morality semester. God's plan requires morality, and morality plays into God's plan in an indispensable way. And the moral law is it's not just a set of rules that makes our lives miserable or boring. It's a path, and that's what we're trying to understand this semester. Is how do we follow this path? How do we appreciate this path? Because that's what we're going to dive into today. I want you to remember that this morality semester is going to be a little bit tough for the brain. It's going to deal with quite a bit of philosophy. So I want you to understand something that comes with logic, which is a section of philosophy, is that you have premises and conclusions, and every conclusion you draw is based off a set of premises. Now, if your premises support your conclusion, then you have a valid reason for believing in that conclusion. If your premises are true and support the conclusion, then you have a really sound reason for that. I want you to keep that in the back of your mind. Here's the difference. If I say, premise 1, all dogs are bananas. Okay, premise 2, all bananas are sheep. My conclusion is, all dogs are sheep. That's a valid reason for me to believe it, if the premises are true. So we go back and we look, are the premises true? Are dogs bananas? No. Are bananas sheep? No. So I have a valid reason, but I don't have a very sound reason for believing that all dogs are sheep. It's a really stupid thing to say. So keep that in mind. I'll be bringing that up a lot. So keep that in mind. Premises support the conclusion. If the premises are true, then you have a valid, sound reason for believing the conclusion. Just keep that in the back of your mind, okay? I guess this would be the back, right? For too many people, the Catholic Church and its teachings on morality comes down to a lot of no, you can't do that, thou shalt not, put that away, that doesn't go there, a lot of that kind of stuff. And there's this incredible list of things you're not supposed to do, and it's no wonder that, if you don't do them, you're going to go to hell for all eternity. It's no wonder that we as humans, especially as Americans, have a problem with this, and we want to rebel so badly against it, because it's a really suck way of looking at life. It's just this huge list of can and can't. Mostly can't. This is so good. Dude, this is good. This is my favorite. This and strawberry. Do you have a strawberry? Later. It's no wonder that we rebel against the idea of morality. So it would be helpful if we start this semester on morality by looking at morality the way it's supposed to be looked at. Get rid of this preconceived notion of what it is. and find out what it really is. Um, our life is not something that we just need to live and obey strict rules. Our life is something that needs to be lived well. That's what it's about, living life well. Despite the temptations for a quick fix of happiness. Happiness is so fickle. It's so fleeting. It's gone. One day you're happy, one day you're not. And if you base what's good off of what makes you happy, it's just not going to work. You got to look at what true happiness, true joy is, and what leads you there. I want to challenge you to think about that. If you want to reach true joy, you should follow the owner's manual. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Again, morality is not just a list of things that are wrong. It's a path for the human heart. It's a path for your soul to try and find true happiness, true joy. That's what morality is about. It's not a list of yes and no's, do and don't. It's a path that we follow. Premise 1. Morality is not a list of things you do and don't do. It's a path. You have to understand, before we really dive into it, we have to understand where morality comes from. God. I'll give you the answer. God. We're made in the image and likeness of God. The image and likeness of God. God wants to reveal something with your creation, with my creation, with our existence. And morality comes from that same source. And so if we're going to fulfill our call in this world, what we're made for, which is at the end of all things, God, we have to follow that path. God desires for us to live in eternal love and happiness in heaven. And He gives us morality, so it's a good idea to follow it. All men, all women have a desire for God. Because we are made in the image and likeness of God. That's a premise. We're made in the image and likeness of God. Even atheists, even non-Christians, are created by God. That's what we believe. We have to make a choice to reject or to follow Him, to reject His rules or to follow Him. A lot of times we feel like we have a better grasp on what's good in that. And that's called sin. When we think we have a better idea than God about what's good and what's bad, we sin. The first time mankind rebelled against its creator was in Genesis with Adam and Eve, and that's called the original sin. When you think about the concept, it's really silly that the creation would think it's better than creator. Can you imagine a statue telling the sculptor, you know what, I don't want to stand in this position anymore. I'm going to go in this position. I'm going to walk away. It's ridiculous. Like that one guy that's like this, he's like, my back hurts. Like, the statue, walk away. It's just ridiculous. That's exactly what we're doing. It's exactly what happened in the garden. It's exactly what happens every time we sin. Is we say, hey, God, who created the universe and everyone and made us in His image and likeness, I know what you think will make me happy, but I'm going to do my own thing. It's no wonder we're broken. Mankind rebelled against the Creator. I don't know about you, but that's like the last person you would want to rebel against. The Creator of the universe, God. It closed us to the happiness of heaven. And shortly after there, in Genesis, we get this, it's called the Proto-Evangelium. Proto-Evangelium. It's like the first gospel that God foretells the coming of Jesus. He says, I'll put enmity between you and the woman, between Mary and the devil, because she's without sin. And her son shall crush your head. Jesus' victory over sin. And so we screwed it up, but God still gave us a chance. He gave us Jesus